Blog Talk Radio.
Till from one paralyzed Babylon, that's how you antagonize Babylon. Till from one paralyzed Babylon, rise back in and it's no rising. Okay, who is no turn back? The one of them afraid that gunshot to tougher than rougher than the one of them where that come shot. Who is no turn back? Police afraid that gunshot. Alright, they get to do their turn. Cop killer, that is the thriller. Shoot slave master from half of them pillar. Some rock stick on them use to lock down the scheme of the pillar. People that come see ya, full up the bank and we burn no dirty nigga. Gun Babylon, them is a nasty dirty trigger. Instead of say I die, the mighty life giver. Every morning, salon to the beer down a river. I have been the jump prophecy fulfill ya. Babylon destroy, Rastafari, I build ya. You tabos them pistol barrel, spin like windmill ya. Magazine, me woman alone and I refill ya. I saw me tell you, bully no done back. Police afraid of gunshot. We tougher than, rougher than the one of them where I come chat. Bully no done back. The one of them afraid of gunshot. Alright. God I'm here to be. This man paralyzed Babylon. Get a youth to antagonize Babylon. This man paralyzed. You see Babylon, them up the dead part.
Yo. What's going on, people in Black America? This is Rasta B, waiting on my co-host Smoke to call in. And today's another Friday, and let's get to it. I was looking around on the internet, and I came across a funny little story about a pastor in New York. I can't find it right now, but it's a funny story. It's the Pastor Manning guy. It's a pretty interesting story. Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff on the table today. A lot of stuff to discuss. We're going to talk about. I want to get on the story about Asians not being Republicans. I want to speak on Ghostface Killer and that white boy. Can't think of his name right now, Martin something. Definitely want to talk on the topic of black power or victimhood. Choose one. Pick a side. Stop merging it. Stop screaming black power, but still crying victim and playing victim. You can't stand there and scream, I'm powerful, and things of this nature, and it's like, but then you're still screaming about, oh, why this, why that. Saying no. It's just weird. Smoke, what's going on?
What's good, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. What's good, bro?
Yeah, I was just saying the title and the topic of the show, the main topic at least, and talking about black power or victimhood. Choose one.
Being a victim,
so I was just saying yeah, I'm like, yo, pick a side. Pick a side. If you want to be a victim, stay on that victim side. Don't scream black power and then start crying like a, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
That should be a simple choice.
Yeah, you got a lot of people that scream the black power shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We need to do this, we need to do that. But if you really listen at it, all you're doing is crying and complaining and begging, you know what I'm saying? And you think that's what black power is. No, you're screaming victimhood. The white man going to do this and the white man going to do that. We not going to do this no more. Come on, man. It's like, come on. What y'all rallying around? Y'all kids.
We're taking on board this game. You never get anywhere begging. I said you never going to get anywhere begging.
Nah. You must got to go somewhere begging because everybody keep doing it. Maybe they think it works.
It ain't
you know what I'm saying? Maybe it don't work in the streets. It don't work in the workforce. Like where does begging how does that, you wouldn't tell your child to beg.
Right.
If you saw your child begging to somebody else not to take something from them, you're not going to say, that's right, son. You beg for your sneakers back. That's right. Beg harder, son. Make me proud. No, you're going to say, stand the fuck up, man. Get your shit.
Well,
so
if you're begging, then that's from a weak stance, which is the total opposite of power. So you can't really be speaking on power from a stance of begging. Yeah, that's automatically showing your weakness.
And that's what's going on. Niggas think black power is attacking other black people. I'm going to be extra critical on you. Yeah, well, why are you not critical on these other races that's in your neighborhood? Oh, because that don't matter. We need to clean our backyard first. Nah, that's not a cop-out. That's not a cop-out. Like, what are you talking about? That's not a cop-out. That's victimhood. Because you know it's easier for me to pick on my own than it is for me to attack the real person. That's a cop-out. And they scream black power, but it's not. You know?
Yeah,
but we don't want to get too deep into that. We don't want to get too deep. I feel like you want to get too deep. Let's say the rest of that. You know what I'm saying? Let's save the rest of that story right there.
Yeah, so what's been going on on the week today? What's been going on this week?
Shit, a gang of shit. I'm trying to get access. I'm having a little issues for whatever reason, but I got the titles at the very least, and we got one title that says Alicia Keys presses poor Ryan for criminal justice reform. But guess how she does that? Okay, this one came up. She's supposed to be his Valentine.
Alicia Keys? Wow.
All right, so check it. All right, so in a video for WeAreHereMovement.com, Keys called on Ryan to bring criminal justice reform legislation to a vote. We are here in 2014 to channel her music and her fans to civil rights and social cause. It's what they're saying. That's what We Are Here is. It's a channel for civil rights and social justice cause. In the video, the R&B singer-songwriter issues a white and gold Valentine to Ryan with the words, "You have a heart of gold," and asks others to send in their Valentines as well. Help bring justice reform to a vote so we can keep families together and reunite those that have been torn apart by excessive incarceration instead of just getting the help they needed. I recently saw a picture of you working out, and I was like, I never saw the Speaker of the House working out. He must be cool. All of this is what Alicia Keys was saying. Are you cool, okay, Paul? Show me how cool you are. The Empire State of Mind singer tells the 46-year-old Ryan, who is known for his intensive workout and health food regimen, she will be his Valentine if he helps her, quote-unquote, spread some love. Keys, who is no stranger to political activism, joins a growing group of celebrities speaking out on this issue. So that's what she's about to do. She's about to be his Valentine for criminal justice reform.
Yeah, I seen that story. My thing is just like, why not just go, partner with them and go for that reform? Why do we have to be a Valentine? Like, what does that have to do with it? That's the weird part. Like, I don't understand what that is either. Yeah.
To me, that's
like Like she's selling a little part. She's selling a little part of herself for a little love, for a little reform love.
Yes, man. Hey, do it for the brothers, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder what Swiss think about that. That's crazy.
You know, when I read that shit, I was like, yo, this is some crazy shit. Let me check this shit out. Yeah. So I'm waiting for this machine to do its 1-2 thing. But, yeah, so that's Alicia Keys. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's a joke, so it's funny. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, hey, if it works to help brothers lock down, though, in all truthfulness, then, you know what I'm saying? Then, yeah, that's always a good thing, too. You know what I'm saying? But before we get, I mean, I ain't going to say before. I don't want to disrespect nobody out there who have family and friends on lockdown. We all do. But niggas need jobs. So I really think we need to worry about this economy, because if we got brothers coming out from jail, then guess what? They're going to still need jobs. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, they're going to need everything. And, I mean, part of getting that stuff for them, you know, the tools that they need, you're going to need money. You're going to need institutions. You're going to need people to run those institutions. And that all comes in with finances. And ain't nobody else doing it for them. You know, there's not any real government programs where, you know, you see, you know, felons coming home from jail, you know, actually getting opportunities. I mean, pretty much all of us know somebody who's been in jail and, you know, who's been, you know, been gone for years or whatever. And there's pretty much on them and their family to, you know, to help get them readjusted to society. And, you know, if you don't have that, then, you know, you just SOL, man.
Well, you know, I'm going to tell you how real that is, because if you don't got all of that, then they might take your church away from you. As in the case of Pastor Manning. Maybe Umar Johnson need to look into this building instead of looking for the
that's the lowly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he needed, instead of looking into Virginia, you know what I'm saying, go over here and try to get this Pastor Manning church, because they said a gay rights group, well, they said 2 groups that serve gay New Yorkers are hoping to get the last word, because they want to buy the church and turn it into a housing for gay homeless youth.
Wow.
So these gay people are going to buy this to turn it, but if these 2 gay groups are going to buy it, they don't have the names, because you know how to put that out. But to turn it into a housing for gay homeless youth, then why Umar Johnson can't buy that and have that as a school? You know what I'm saying? And that's not, I'm not saying this being critical. I'm just saying this as being factual, because it's not just Umar Johnson. You know what I'm saying? It's all of us as a people. If we was in the position where we're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? Instead of screaming, oh, we spent $1 trillion, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, what the hell does that mean? You know what I'm saying? But if we had this money where when things like this happen, we can buy that church and then turn that into an institution for black boys and black girls in the city where they can have knowledge of self, learning math and science, and really developing them in the correct manner as black Americans. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's so for these gay groups to come together to say, let's do that, how dope would it be for the Hebrew Israelite community and the Kemetic community and the Moorish community and the Islam community and the 5% community and any other communities that I'm missing out, they come together with the money and they put up that building, put up the money for that building.
Right.
That would stop the problem of, with the Hebrew Israelites, I can't do a show saying no homo because who he said deals with that building? Gay people.
Yeah.
So niggas about gentrification, the homo gentrification is going on in Harlem. Above just white gentrification, the gays done took over Harlem. Because this is, I'm just like it's just dawning on me. This is two gay groups now that's buying the Atla World Missionary Church, and that's in Harlem.
Yeah, I see that.
So that's a gay group that owns that. Well, let me just seal it right there. That's a gay group that owns that just brought that, and it's a gay in Scientology and stuff that controls the other theater up there that, you know, so none of them used to deal with and things of that nature.
Alhambra.
Yeah, something like that. One of them little maybe the black something they called it or something. I can't remember, but one of them joints up there, they did it, but it's like those are two gay entities that got their hand. Well, this is three in this case. Got their hand in Harlem.
Yeah.
So that's what people got to really realize. And so when people complain about, no, I
was just gonna say, like, when you talk about like groups like the gays, you know, in this instance, you know, they really just mobilizing. You know, they're already have their foundation set, have their political foundation, their social foundation, and whenever opportunities arise, they can automatically, you know, jump on them because of, you know, the finances they have, the political pull they have, you know, plus, you know, all of the trends they said, whatever, you know, whatever the case may be. But they're just mobilizing. And those are the positions that, like you were speaking to earlier, as far as, you know, blacks. That, you know, that's the position that we need to be in. Just be able to mobilize when things happen, because you see a great opportunity, you know, occurs. Like, all right, it's in the middle of Harlem. You know, you could make it a school, like you said earlier. It don't even have to be anything that big. It would be like a community setup. You know, maybe you could set up like lunches there, healthy lunches for the kids in the community. You know, it could just be something, it don't even have to be major, but it's something that keeps the kids off the street, get them eating healthy from younger ages or whatever. But you see the opportunities like that arise, and then you can't even make a play on it. Because we don't have it. We don't have the finances. We don't have the people that want to do it. You know, so, yeah.
Yeah, that's the shit that's crazy. And it's like, that's the part of, that's black power. You see what I'm saying? That's what black power is. As soon as you see a building go for foreclosure, we all looking at ourselves like, yeah, let's put that money and grab that building. That's black power. Yeah, victimhood is complaining about people seeing a foreclosed home and buying it, and then kicking your black ass out, and then you screaming racism. That's called victimhood. So if you heard yourself say that, oh, this white man is so wicked, he done laid me off on Christmas. That's called victimhood. He didn't lay you off on Christmas. He laid you off on the fourth quarter. When we have to, we got to redo the books. Now we got to shave off some dead weight. And once we lay you off, guess what? We're going to give you a job to a younger person that we can pay less for. And work them back to. That's how it works. So, no, it's not about wickedness. But you have to understand the game. If you want to play victim, you're always going to get taken advantage of. If you talking black power, then you're making moves. You're not sitting there complaining. You're not going to sit over here saying, oh, and the white man, and the white man, and the white man, and this what he doing, and this what he. What would you do?
Well, I mean, it was a time where the mind frame of victimhood might have it might have applied and it been okay. You know, there were times where we didn't. You know, the things like that was just happening. Like the first time you seen a person get laid off on the holidays, like, oh man, these companies are becoming cutthroat. They don't care about us or whatever. You know,
right.
But there's a time to move past the victimhood. It's like once you see that, okay, the way we're moving, our mind frame, the structure of our families, the structure of our neighborhoods and society, we're always losing. At the end of the day, we're always the one, because the victim loses. I mean, at the end of the day.
Well done.
So, we got to understand that if we having that mind frame, then we're losing. So there's something about us that we have to change, whether it's in ourselves, amongst the people that we deal with, just amongst black people ourselves. It's something that we got to change. And so to continue to just stay in that, knowing that we have to progress past that, because most people know that. You know, we know that we don't want to be on the losing end of the stick. We don't want to be the last in the race. I mean, you hear that, all the time.
Yeah.
You know it, but it's just like the themes of, that are being thrown out there all come from a victimhood stance, when we need to start thinking and moving as winners. You know what I mean?
At first you got to think it. And when I say think it, I don't mean that, Hamdar Ramsey, what's that shit Tina Turner was saying? I don't mean that shit. I'm talking about, you got to think it. Like, you have to say to yourself, like, you know what? Like, like a personal story with me. Like, when I was young and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? My mother used to be, like, real verbally abusive. So it's like, when I was young, and, you know what I'm saying, like, 15, obviously, 14, 15, I said to myself, you know what? If I ain't going to be shit, then I ain't going to be shit. So I might as well try to be something, because I already know I'm destined not to be shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not going to sit there and not be shit because you said I'm not going to be shit. I'll prove you wrong. And shit, if I'm wrong, then fuck it. You already said that. So it was already destined. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean when I say you have to have that mind frame. Like, once you say to yourself, like, you know what? I don't want to live in poverty no more. So when you say that, it's going to be hard for you to, you know what, I'm stacking my bread. I don't want to stay in this situation no more. Right. So when you say that, you know what you're going to do? You're going to cut that cable off. Because I'm wasting money with that. I'm not going to buy that expensive purse when I get my tax refund. I'm going to put that shit up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, See, that's the problem. We don't want no sacrifice. We just want the result.
Yeah, you got it.
If we cut out a lot of this shit and we say, you know what, a lot of this shit I'm going to stop doing. Instead of me keep spending money out in the street buying food, I'm just going to buy a bunch of food and cook. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Instead of me keep buying small amounts of tissue from a corner store paying a lot of money, I'm going to take my ass to a bigger store or order that shit on Amazon if there is no store next to me where I can get large amounts of toilet tissue or some shit. You know what? Speaking of toilet tissue, why don't you plug the Black Brothers toilet tissue thing? So we're talking about
just trying to.
I can't even think. I don't know if
I'm not mistaken, but I was trying to look it up while you was.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. True. Yeah. So it's like So toilet tissues, whether it's toothbrushes, toothpaste, buy them shits in bulk. You know what I'm saying? That way you can have that shit longer, so it'll take you a longer time to spend it, stack your bread. If you're in a low income situation, that means you're in a low income tax bracket. So that means you can be able to work your way up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't sit there and say, I want to get out of my situation, but I still want to live like I'm rich. No, that's not how you do that.
Now,
so it's all about a nonsense.
on the toilet tissue company, they're Pleasant Paper. They're
Pleasant Paper.
Yeah, pleasantpaper.com. It was on the tip of my tongue too. But they're located in Detroit, and they're headed by they have a Detroit businessman. His name is Thomas Hardiman Sr. So they're up there, and they have different couple of selections. Let me just see what they got here. But I know I saw before they were having, like, you could buy it pretty much in bulk, where you get, I think it was 96 rolls. But they have some locations here listed also. Like, if you go to the website, pleasantpaper.com, you can pretty much see, like, the locations in Detroit, Michigan that actually sell them. But they have, let's say just the largest deal on here, they have 500 sheet rolls. It's a 60 large rolls per case. It's $40. Then they have 96 rolls of the single sheets. It's like 150 sheets per roll, and that's $25. And then they have the double rolls. So if you're picky about your toilet tissue, like some people are, they have the double rolls, the double sheeted ones, and it's 48 rolls of those in a case. And you get that for $25 too, and they have shipping added on there. So, that's a one way to support black business, just by something you use every day.
Hey, get it in bulk, support black business, and that's the 1-2 punch right there. Shit.
Right. So they also have Freedom Paper. Freedom Paper Company. Yeah, and they're also out there. We gotta mention them too. They're on Facebook under Freedom Paper Company LLC, and yeah, so they're under there. They got a bunch of posters on there. You can go in there, check those guys out too. That's another option. I see a 10% off on there too, so you get a little discount. And support black business.
Support black business, and don't say black people ain't look out. Even if it's 10%, right? But it's still, but shit, everybody do it. Then what I'm saying, shit, it helped the brothers keep it up. That's in Detroit, so that helped brothers to employ other brothers there. That's state by state business. Then shit, you fuck around. You got Cuba open, so that's international. Also.
Freedom Paper. Freedom Paper looks like they're in Washington, D.C. Or actually, the address is Baltimore, Maryland. So that's where they're at, in Baltimore. Let's go to the website. But, whatever your choice is, whichever deals you like better, whichever works for you, both two black companies that you can inject into your daily life. And on their website, they have trash liners. Got to look like some chemicals, like I guess cleaning chemicals and paper products. So and they also have a 6% off Freedom discount up until January the 31st. So let's go check.
Oh, okay. All right. So listen, there's another little story I wanted to bring up. Well, you know what? I wanted to stay on the whole white boy stuff. I wanted to talk about that Ghostface Killer shit.
Oh,
Speaking of white boys, right? That shit is
man. Come on.
That shit comical, man. It's like, and Ghostface is one of my favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying? To be clear, but it's like,
right.
You kind of look like Suge Knight out here in these streets, man. Because remember the whole situation with Action Bronson, you know what I mean?
Right.
Now you got this white boy.
He went off on Action Bronson, and rightfully so. Got to pay homage sometimes, but it's like when you see a situation like that. This situation with Martin Shkreli, that's how you pronounce it. The farmer bro, as they call him. The guy has a nickname, yo. This is funny.
I told you, I mean, shit. He a funny dude. He a funny looking dude, but hey, he from Brooklyn still, so you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, Brooklyn, he was thinking.
You know what I'm saying? Shit. You know what I'm saying? When I seen his age, when they say he was 32, I was like, hey, yo, something just told me, yo, like, you know, I can't even hate on the dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm 35. He's 32.
That's a Brooklynite 32-year-old response to something who got money. Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, man, this is crazy. Hey, we got a caller, 843-367. You want to take a call? You want to see if they want to talk? Ready for that?
Yeah.
They still want to do the thing. You ready?
Yeah, come on.
All right. 843 caller, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? Smoke, what's up, man? That's I'm just saying, man. I just listening to the show, man.
Hey, man, what's up, man? Thanks for support, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm just supporting the show.
All right,
Yeah.
How you liking it so far, man?
Oh, no, I put him on mute. I thought he was just saying just listening.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the Ghostface joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like, in my opinion, I think that's RZA, in my opinion. You dig what I'm saying? Who started that whole shit? Because it started, really the media. The media already pegged the white boy public enemy number one because he raised the drug price up. You dig what I'm saying? So once they pegged him that, then you find out he brought the Wu album. So now the questions come to RZA. Hey RZA, how does it feel for, you know what I'm saying, the dude to buy your album who raised the drug price up? So that's really what they asking you, is about the drug price, not about, you know what I'm saying, the whole album. So now you forced to answer a question based off of the drug price shit also. So then you feel like you got to say something, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Once this comment comes out, then they go through their little back and forth. Then Ghostface, he talking, but what is he talking about? The drugs, right? Am I correct on that one?
He was calling him like a shithead. So you know how Ghostface is animated. So.
Yeah, but why was he a shithead?
Because of the you know, him raising the prices of the, what is the HIV drug, the AIDS drug.
You see what I'm saying? That's why he's a shithead. Now here's my question. Do any of us know when they raised the prices and how much they raised the prices of these drugs?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? They telling us now that this is what the dude did, right? But all of them drug companies raised the prices of the drugs. Here's another question. Raise your hand if you have insurance and you work and your insurance went up. So what are we talking about, right? This is what they do. So what happened is they was getting him for the SEC shit. So now they trying to throw up, you know, all the shit, because he was just on what's the name, pleading fifth. In the courthouse. In the courthouse, you know, they questioning him and shit like that. He in there pleading the fifth all day. Fifth. Smirking and laughing like, you know, a regular Brooklyn dude, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just funny, you know what I'm saying, that people think, you know, but it's like, I feel like what the Ghostface shit was, he had that battery in his back now to do that. And the embarrassment part is we keep barking. This is the serious part of the whole situation. We keep barking. And we keep pushing our chests out. Yeah, like we the baddest, the black man and all kinds of stuff like that. If we don't have action to back all of that talking, then what's going to happen is they're going to try us. And we're not going to be prepared. And then once they realize that all of this is smoke and mirrors, then what's going to happen next? You see what I'm saying? When you look around and you see Chinatown and Chinese stores in black neighborhoods, and not only black neighborhoods, you got Chinese stores in bad black neighborhoods. None of them Chinese walked over there to analyze the neighborhood and speak to the people of the community. No, one day you blink your eyes and there's a fucking Chinese store open. You know what I'm saying? They move silent.
I mean, that day of people being, you know, sharing blacks and black power, that's been long gone. Because just like you said, I mean, you have situations that we're fearful of. Like, you're like, man, I'm not moving in there. I want to live over there. I want to go there. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they're capitalizing off of it. So it's like, no one's scared of us, you know. No one. That's just something that a lot of us hold on to. I guess it's just to make us feel better, you know. But nobody's scared of us. I mean, we getting gunned down in the streets. Ain't nothing really happening on no major scale. You know, our women getting objectified. We, you know, it's like what's the threat?
Wait a minute. Did you just say that we get gunned down in the streets? I thought we get gunned down in the streets because they're scared of us. I thought the cops kill us unarmed black men because they're scared of our prowess, and they're scared because we're big, bad black guys. I thought that's why they gun us down. That's not why.
That might be the narrative. That might be the narrative.
Because I don't know how you gun somebody down you're scared of. You stay away from people you're scared of.
Yeah, pretty much.
These motherfuckers gun you down. They chase you. You running from them and they still busting at you. That's fair? You're like,
not even funny, but it's crazy. It's crazy.
You gotta drop the narrative, man. It's fucking our head up. Because I be hearing black men walking around talking about, yeah, they fear us because, you know, because we black men. And, you know, they know that we can fuck them out of existence because the black gene is so dominant and the white gene is recessive. Why you putting these handcuffs on me? What you mean I'm going to jail? Nigga, shut up, man. None of that shit. You like a clown with this dumb shit, man. We got to build our shit up, man. We got to stop this all of the posturing, man. Right. Straight up. That's crazy.
Posturing, man. We great at that. We great at that.
Oh.
And you know, and that's basically what the Martin Shkreli guy did to Ghostface. He just postured all over.
Yeah. Had goons. Look, had goons. That nigga, yo, he played a black dude, especially in hip-hop shit. Had goons in the video, told him, yo, if he was here, I'd smack him all in his city. Like, come on, man. You making it bad for all of us.
Word, man.
Yeah, it's just like that Eddie Murphy comedy joint, either Delirious or Raw, where you had he talked about when the Italians finished watching Rocky and how after the show they'll see a tall black dude and like, yeah, I can knock his ass out after watching Rocky. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's what's going on. Now you're going to have these rich little white boys and stuff because they got bread feeling like, yo, I could step to a black guy. My man, I'm like, yo, Martin Scalarelli, whatever his name is. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, come on, man. Don't give them no wins like that. Don't do that. That's just over, man. We already, you know, that's just over, yo. They know we ain't got no teeth. Stop growling, nigga. Shit.
Yeah, that was the funniest. That was one of the funniest things of the week, man. Ghostface Killer. G-Ding.
Yeah, that shit was like, when I seen this shit, I was just like when I first seen this shit, I didn't even get mad, yo. I didn't even get mad. I was like, good for him. I'm sick of this shit, yo. I'm sick of seeing niggas run around with 20 motherfuckers and shit like that to bang on each other, and then when somebody else say, shut the fuck up. Oh, you lucky you white. You lucky you over there. You lucky you rich. You lucky police around you. You lucky. Oh, Lord, really? That's luck now? But then your brother, you're going to dump 2 AK rounds in him. Like I was watching Gangland, and they were talking about the Zoe Pounds. So I'm watching this And I'm like, yo, they like, yo, tying motherfuckers up, torturing, burning them with the iron. Yo, where the stuff at? One dude, yo, dumped 2 AK clips in one dude. Yo, this guy murdering. Dude wasn't even there no more. They said the police had to use 2 buckets to pick up the bullets. So I'm like, damn, these niggas is gangsta. These niggas is fucking ill with it. Then at the end, when the police come, police walked in that same neighborhood, and not one gunshot went off, arresting niggas. And I was like, get the fuck. Where your AK at? Where y'all niggas took it for your brother. You emptied 2 banana clips on him. But for the police, he was able to walk. He didn't even use gas. These niggas walked in your neighborhood. It's like, we got to chill with that, yo. That shit is fucking insane. But look at this. This is really insane right here, though. Quebec woman believed to have turned 120, possibly Earth's eldest woman.
In Quebec.
She is. Yeah, she's a black woman from Haitian descent. Yeah.
120. Wow.
Yeah. 120. She's still in the house though. Yeah.
It says she's Haitian.
You said she's who?
It says she's Haitian.
Yeah, she's from Haitian stock. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying the Guinness employees are currently on a fact-finding mission in the Caribbean island to confirm her date of birth. They say her family swears it's January 31st, 1896.
Damn. Wow. Yeah, they said the next oldest person is 116. She's from Brooklyn. It's been a Brooklyn team today.
You know what I'm saying? BK. That's that tap water. But they said, but you know the next question they always ask, you know what I'm saying, about her whole situation. But she say, all natural food in cartoons has helped her great granny stay healthy. She loved eating, but all natural foods, no chemicals for her at all. Yeah. So all y'all people out there that don't understand that when you're sick, that's because of what you're eating and what you're not eating, what you're drinking and what you're not drinking. You have to understand that. When you have a headache, it's not for you to run and get a pill. That's your body telling you, yo, there's something wrong. You got to treat your body as like a car. The same way when your check engine light come on and you like, oh, shit, let me check my engine. And you look at your meter and you're like, oh, shit, it's time for me to change my oil and rotate my tire. You got to do the same thing for your body. You can't put more energy into maintaining your car and less energy into maintaining yourself. Think about that. This one is 120 years old, strictly of natural foods.
Yeah, you can, check some Dr. Sabi out. Pretty much, a lot of people have heard of Dr. Sabi. Dr. Layla Africa, he has a few books out on the diagnosing yourself, so you could pretty much look at your, different parts of your body and look at diagrams based on the book and tell, what's going on with you. So, you can look into those two. They're very, very good on health. And, there's a lot of Facebook groups and things like that that give you tips on, just eating better. You could always just inject something in your life, whether you just change one thing. You eat meat. You might, instead of eating steaks, you might drop the steak down to, some turkey or something like that, and then, maybe work your way down and just get better and better as time goes on. So, start small, but just, to show that, this woman could be 120 And, and that's one of the things that they mention in her story is how she eats. That in itself is just proof that, that's going to make a difference.
And the funny thing about it, I was just thinking about, so she's 120 years old. They don't allow her to read the newspapers. Pretty much, she just is allowed to deal with positive energy and natural food. That's why they let her watch cartoons all the time, so she could stay laughing and stuff. She can't watch, movies that would upset her and nothing like that, so it's no stress on her. She eats natural food. She still talks. She still moves and stuff like that. That's 120. Then in America and stuff, you'll see somebody, they 100 or 105 or something, and they be like, yeah, I'm drinking and smoking all my life. So it's like, yeah, that's why you're 105 instead of 120.
So you might be 55. You might be being deathbed. Crazy out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So
now we got.
What do you think about the Super Bowl, man? What do you think about that?
Oh, shit. I already know.
What do you think about that? I
I
know you root for Cam.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm a Giants fan. I'm going for the Manning boys.
Yeah. You going for the Sheriff?
Nah, I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. Yeah, man. Cam all day. Cam all day. You know what I'm saying? Shit. This is definitely this is the set off.
They've been giving him a little giving him flack about the the comments he was making in terms of and I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but pretty much just him being a black quarterback, and they've been giving him a little flack about that. He wins this game, man. The hate is gonna come extra. You might as well just get ready for it, man. He's like the guy with he got the perfect smile. He's the biggest guy. He's tough, and and now he's winning. Before they would always knock him on the things that he couldn't do, that that a quarterback gets praised for, like throwing down the field, being accurate with your throws. And, he consistently worked his way up, got better every year, and now he has a chance to, put himself in the rafters, so to speak, you know what I'm saying, just become.
With a wonderful record.
Right. So, I mean, the hate is going to come for him, but, it's cool to see that, he the thing I like about him the most is that, he's himself. You see him out there, he's just having fun. He seems like he's the same way off the field. I mean, I don't know him. But, when you see people speak of him, like his teammates, and, they always asking questions about Cam. He's one of the best players in the league. They always asking questions about him, and they always show that, they always say that he's down to earth. He's out there just being himself, and he doesn't put on he doesn't have a so-called thug image. And I think that's the worst part of it, that the mainstream, like white media, doesn't like about him, is that he doesn't have that thug image, and he's winning. And it's not something he doesn't. He's almost like the perfect guy. They don't really have much to kind of stab at him with.
Like they can't find nothing to tear him down. And that because they stopped bitching about the ball, passing the ball off to the kids.
Right.
And it's like, that's something you can find on me?
Right. He had the situation where the supposed fan wrote in, and they were asking him about him. They were talking about or criticizing how he was dancing in the end zone. She said he was gyrating. Yeah. It's like, man,
silly shit.
Yeah. So even though, like, you know, I'm a New York Giants fan for the record, and I usually root for Big Brother Peyton Manning. I want to see Cam win. Yeah, he has to win this game. It's like, this is one for the fellas, for the black men. Win this game.
You know what
win in
I'm
convincing fashion. You know what I'm saying? But
definitely whoop his ass, boy. Whoop his ass. I don't want to see no tight, close game. I want to blow out. I want everybody to be like, get out of here. Add Peyton Manning, leave the goddamn league.
Yeah, the Black Panther, and you know, Cam is the Black Panther, and Peyton Manning, his nickname is the Sheriff. So you got the Black Panther and the Sheriff. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see what happens.
I gotta fuck with the Giants, but if Cam win, I'm damn sure, because I ain't got my bread up right now. But if I did, I would have got a jersey. You know what I'm saying? I'd have definitely got a jersey.
Yeah, definitely support Cam. You know what I mean? So that's always one you could throw on. But once it gets to next season, then, you know, Carolina can go to the sideline. It's back to being the Giants fan. So, but yeah, I wish the best for them. You know, that's right down in the South. We, you know, in our little areas. So, you know, it'd be good. It'd be good for the, you know, for that area, for the Carolinas, and, you know, just for them to win outside of Cam winning. You know, taking it.
Yeah. That's always great, you know. So let me get into the this little FYI for the people. This is a vaccine. This is called Update Expected on State Schools Vaccine Waiver Program. This is in Michigan, Grand Rapids. So what's going on is they're still trying to play this game about trying to not allow parents to opt out of vaccinating their children and going to school. So what they're doing is they're telling the parents basically, y'all ain't got no choice. Y'all going to have to vaccinate, or you cannot bring your children into school. What that do is it scares the 85 because they deal with.
You muffling out.
You hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me better?
Yeah, you good.
All right. So what I was saying was, it kills the 85ers who listen to what society say. So once society say you got to do it, everybody gets scared and do it. Now there's always provisions. Yeah, but there's always provisions that allow you to opt your child out from getting vaccinated. You never have to do that, and that's what a lot of parents don't know that. But
yeah,
I'm just saying,
when my son went to school, you know, that's pretty much what it was. I got that information from you know, listening to Umar. You know, although I've had friends who didn't have their kids vaccinated, you know, years ago, you know, prior to my son being born. And so, you know, that was the first time, you know, being in that situation that I, you know, actually had time to think about, you know, my son being vaccinated. Like, I got a kid going to school, you know, and I didn't want to do it. And like you said, there's a process out there. You know, I was involved just getting the form from the, you know, the nurses at school. You take that into the health department. Health department makes you sign a waiver. Take the waiver and the form back to the school, and you know, that's it. You know, so I mean, it's a little legwork, but you know, it's not much to do. You know, when you want to prevent your child, just keep your child safe, pretty much from these vaccinations. You know,
exactly.
there's plenty of research out there about those that, you know, you can look up and, you know, see the effects and so forth. But, you know, keeping your kids safe, that's a small price, you know, in keeping your kids safe.
No, but I thought keeping your kids safe is you're supposed to inject your kids with 12 different damn chemicals that they tell you what it is to put inside your child. I thought that's what keep your child.
If it works the way it's supposed to work, then there's a possibility that it will prevent you from getting whatever disease that is probably going to evolve by the time you take the vaccination, and then you're going to need another vaccination. So if all of that doesn't happen, then it'll work.
So check this right here. They just said children at double the risk of aggression and suicide with antidepressant use. So they're saying in the U.S., it's estimated that 1.2% of people under age 18 were taking prescription antidepressants in 2009 to 2012. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. Well, you know, I don't do all this drug stuff, so I'm not familiar with these stuff. The acronym is SSRI. Yeah, it's like I'm not these drug stuff. I'm not really familiar with these. Are the most common. So they're saying the SSRIs and the SNRIs are the most commonly prescribed drugs for depression. However, there has been reports of death, suicide, and violence by people taking these drugs. In the U.S., the FDA have warned of antidepressants leading to suicide among young adults aged 18 to 24. So they giving these kids all these drugs and all this stuff. The parents, they thinking like, well, my kid's depressed. And the doctor said, these drugs is great for depression. Let me give it to my kid. And then you wonder why your kid's acting out of wallet. Yo, all of these depression, sadness, pain, hurt, all of these are natural feelings. These are feelings that you're going to feel, and what that does is it corrects, well, it's supposed to correct your whole spirit. You see what I'm saying? That way you don't make the same mistakes again. That's why it hurts. That's why you feel down and all of that stuff like that. If you lose your job, then and you feel how that feels when somebody say you're fired, guess what? That feeling you have is the feeling that's going to make you fight to get a better job and keep it. Because you don't want to feel like that again. So you don't want to get fired. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
To take drugs, that's retarded.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing in keeping your kids safe is learning your kids. You know, learn who they are. You know, what things make them go. And you know, and a lot of parents, you know, in Black America, a lot of parents, you know, we're working hard. You know, we got young parents, so you know they're still kids themselves, and we, you know, most of us just don't even know. But so you can see those, you know, when your kid starts becoming depressed, just to use that example. But you don't know your kid, so you don't know why. So you think that something's wrong with them, but it may be something that they can just verbalize to you by asking a question. Yep. You know, you ask the right question. You sit down, you learn. You know, I see my son, he comes out of class, you know, he's coming out of class or whatever. I can tell automatically something's wrong with him. You don't have to say it. You can say nothing's wrong with him, but I'm going to get out of him. I'm going to get it out of him what's bothering him. And it might be something small. Sometimes it's, you know, his toy broke. Or he had to, you know, stop watching the movie that he was enjoying when I picked him up. So it might be something small like that, or it could be something major. But when you ignore those signs and then you ignoring them over time, it may develop another, you know, a characteristic flaw that wasn't there before. And you may think that, you know, this is some disease or, you know, something's wrong with the kid. But it's, you know, it's just really a lot of times neglect. You know, it's just the parent not paying attention for whatever reason, you know, whether it be them working hard, you know, double jobs, you know, you might just not know better, you know, and a lot of us You know, sad to say, you know, it's like that for people. So, you know, you just gotta just be in tune with your kid, and that in itself would, you know, curb a lot of the parents throwing their kids on, you know, these Ritalin, all the other drugs out there for, you know, depression and all of the other diagnoses they have out there for us. Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my damn drop.
Yeah. But yeah, I pretty much well, I don't know when he dropped off, like, you know, I was just pretty much saying, you know, we just gotta pay attention to our kids. You know, that's just part of us keeping them safe. You know, learning their habits, learning what they want, you know, things that make them go. And, you know, that's part of just us. That'll curb a lot of the giving the kids these medicines and things like that.
And messing them up. Because also, just like to get a job, you had to check your credit and all that and your background. No, first was your background. Then after the background couldn't work, they said, well, now we're going to check your credit. The new hustle, and y'all going to hear about this maybe another 5-10 years from now, is they're going to be checking your drug history to see what type of drugs you was on, how long you've been on it. Because certain drugs that you've been on, you're not going to get a job because of that, because they already know the side effects of that, and they don't want that inside their office. So it's not announced because they're already fixing that stuff up. But y'all going to hear about that in a couple of years. But in the meanwhile, let's take this break real quick, and we'll get back to the show.
Brothers and sisters, friends, and I see some enemies. In fact, I think we'd be fooling ourselves if we had an audience this large and didn't realize that there were some enemies present. This afternoon, we want to talk about the ballot or the bullet. The ballot or the bullet explains itself. But before we get into it, since this is the year of the ballot or the bullet, I would like to clarify some things that refer to me personally concerning my own personal position.
I stay strapped like Chanel kick. My dope a sure thing that Miguel hit. Clip whole shells, not Pharrell shit. Could fall back, still catch a girl on some Model shit. I'm sporting goods, that Model shit. I whip it up and raise Cain like Pernell did. They say your boy spit, I can't tell, kid. It's well hid, these bars box him in like a jail bid. My ties with crime lords that'll send drive-bys on sideboards. Walking in the high-rise, Basquiat walls decorated through mob ties, marble tile floors. Course, nigga.
Any occupied territory is a police state, and this is what Harlem is. Harlem is a police state. The police in Harlem, their presence is like occupation forces, like an occupying army.
A rock star, move powder way I'm paid to host. You see more than power when I play the ghost. Bullets gon' shower like you bathed in soap. It's a filthy game, can't complain, I'm with your favorite coach. Bricks loaded, getting it, chicks notice. Fuck the baddest bitch, I had niggas with bitch motives. All day, had to flip on my nigga like get focused. You gotta make the bags more bigger, the kids grow this. Sinatra Forte, Matt Black Quattro Porte. Cougar Rock in the cradle, my Rebecca De Mornay. My pops did 5, they got deporte. Let the Glock or the 4 spray hit your block up in broad day. What's up?
They're not in Harlem to protect us. They're not in Harlem to look out for our welfare. They're in Harlem to protect the interests of the businessmen who don't even live there.
Yeah. In Black America, it's Rasta B. Oh, guess Smoke Dog ain't on yet. When my co-hosts get on, he'll get back. But the topic of the day, the topic of the hour, I should say, excuse me. Black power or victimhood? Choose one. Don't ride the fence. Pick a side. The reason why I think this topic is important is because there's a lot of black power being said and spread, but underneath it is just victimhood. It's just complaining. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't understand and I can't relate to the concept of somebody stopping me or somebody's keeping me from doing something, especially when I see everybody else doing it. I could understand if society was just black and white people have everything and black people don't have anything. So I can understand you saying, damn, yo, the white man keeping the wall up economically, and I don't see how I can get over that wall. But how do we say that in 2016 when, okay, so I'm gonna paint it like this. The white man has this economic wall, we stuck, he keeping us down. But then there's Chinatown all across the United States. And Chinese coming over, and when you speak to them, they will act like they don't speak English, or they will speak their own language amongst each other. If you don't believe me, fellas, ask your lady. How are these people that's not speaking the same language that you speak in a country that speaks only this language that we speak, American? And they're able to have businesses and build an economy, and the only thing we can do is watch. Then we look to our left side, and then we see our Mexican brothers. Well, let me keep it. I don't do the whole Mexican brother stuff. I keep mine black. I keep mine black. I don't do the Mexican brother stuff. The black brother in Mexico, like our last story, peace to them. To the Mexican Negro or the Afro-Mexican or the African descendants. Peace to those brothers. But I don't do the Mexican black thing because I feel like a lot of times people don't they're not doing the same thing. Hold on, I think we have a call here. I've seen this call a couple of times. Let me pick this up. 510. 510.
Hey, how you doing? This is
what's going on, brother?
Hey, this is Mr. Research calling from California. I wanted to try to add into our conversation with somewhat of a different view.
Okay.
Just to preface real quick, I'm a brother who left California at 19, traveled overseas on my own dime, no military, was in music. And you get to see a lot of things, and when you come back, your perception is so broad that you notice, we as a urban culture, I don't even call us black no more, we as an urban culture are missing some of the things these other cultures have, which is traditions, which was stolen from us. If we had a set of traditions, or what Italians and Israel people call being able to old world traditions, then a lot of these things we would not suffer from. Let me Kate in on what you said thus far. Thus far, what you said basically comes down to one thing. The males in the urban culture are not like the males in other groups. Those males stick together. They pull each other up, their resources. Urban culture is really a female-first mentality. Proof of that, you're familiar when you hear people say stuff like, hey, little black boy, do this so you can take care of a woman. Well, in other cultures, they don't tell those boys to do that. They tell the boys, do this so you'll be independent of a female and be able to do stuff yourself. And in that same urban family, majority of the time, not all the time, that sister told, do this so you won't need a male. Well, that doesn't happen in some of the other cultures because they told those women, do this so you can get married and your children will be okay. See, other cultures are thinking legacy. And that goes to the last paragraph you were saying a minute ago before I jumped in. They're thinking longevity. So when they come over here, they're looking at, let's group together like brothers back in the Black Wall Street days and get what we can get so we can have power in a short amount of time. My last point is we're not having that because the urban males are so feminized that they will fight another male, like you was talking about your son earlier. They will fight another male to try to guilt trip that male into giving their child some type of warrior philosophy because they've been metro so much and beta so much that they don't want any sense of warrior at all. But at the same time, they want you to be a warrior and pick up the gun if their philosophy goes wrong. They want to be protected by you.
Right. So, I have a question. Can you compare the eras of your childhood compared to what's going on currently?
No, because of the technology. Technology is the only thing that separates those two experiences.
No, I'm talking about the people. I'm talking about the people. I'm talking about the family structure. I'm talking about the mind frame of the youth then compared to the mind frame.
Well, the mind frame of the youth when I was a kid was worse. Crack was around. But prior to that, they were on the way, per my reading, to rediscovering that unity. Yeah. Rediscovering, because you had a lot of black businesses in black areas. You know, guys owned liquor stores. Guys owned, half of Woolworth. You know what I'm saying? You had lawyers and so on and so forth. When that crack came around, that destroyed a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Because they was looking at it just like Quaaludes and sniffing cocaine. Oh, that's all it is. They never knew that addictive property was like that. So that's what destroyed, which you see happening now with white people and meth.
Right, and heroin.
Right. So it's really destroying their situation, and the Pakistanis and Indians that they fought so hard to get over to this country are taking all their white-collar jobs. Now they feel threatened. Now they feel like lower-class people, and they want to go grab guns because the fellow white warrior who used to go out with him hunting is now hooked on meth heavy. And that's just real talk and research. So I'm answering your question in that way.
Because see, also in the northeast, Maine and stuff like that, they're hooked on that heroin real hard too. But so my question is this also then: what about the Black Power aspect? Because I feel like the Black Power aspect is, what do we do next? What is the solution? How do we
Black
move
power
forward?
is dead. Black power is dead, and most of us are going to be either jailed off, killed off, Bill Cosby'd off, and those that remain are going to be so protective of themselves that they're going to only focus on their bubble. The reason why I say that, brothers, is because any psychology book will tell you got two type of personalities, type A's and type B's. Women can be type A's too, that warrior, assertive, creator type of mentality. Or you can be a type B, a complainer, a what if, what could be, possibly, gray area type of person. We got too many type B's now in the black community for us to have black power. Every time somebody comes out and does anything positive, here comes type B people to tear it down. And even when you say to these type B people, hey, why don't you just create something better? Well, you know, this is just my opinion. And see, that's where we are. Other cultures, they do it, but not to the detriment of the person that's creating. Let me say it again. Other cultures have trolls, but not to the detriment of the person creating. Proof of this, you look at people like one of the Republican radio dudes. Sometimes they're not liked, but they're not liked to the point where somebody's getting out there and saying classic black words like, he don't speak for me. Yeah, they'll say, nah, I don't follow him, or I'm not with him. But they ain't going to say he don't have some aspects of what they like. So our urban community is less likely to see any restoration unless black males start hiring each other, which is something they hate to do, and they start creating rather than complaining.
Okay. I was going to say, well, I mean, first, you know, thank you for calling in. You know, give me your time to, you know, come in and, you know, drop your opinion. You know, that's greatly appreciated. So, you know, much respect for that. And, you know, I agree with, you know, pretty much all you know, what you were saying. You know, definitely, you know, hit a lot of things on the head. The one thing I would ask, you know, just to shoot a question away would be like, you know, let's just say, you know, you're just speaking to another young brother, you know, knowing everything that you know right now, you know, all the points that you spoke on. Like, what would you suggest for them? Like, what could they do to, you know, avoid the pitfalls, you know, of your previous points? Like, what, you know, what mind frame could they take on? Or, you know,
Top
like,
five.
what do you think?
Top 5 things, and I volunteer for a lot of young male groups. Top 5 things I tell dudes out the gate. I say, look, there's no disrespect, but more than likely your mama taught you wrong. There are certain things that a boy is going to deal with, no matter what color he is, that is totally different from her experience. Do not get out here and be emotional like a lady, because dudes have to be calculated. That's number 2. Do not respond to things emotionally. Dudes have to be calculated. You're going to be frustrated by stuff because you didn't pre-think it. In every religion, they tell dudes, have a vision. Here's number 3. Have a vision. Men are supposed to have a vision, be looking forward. What's coming next? What do I have to avoid? You know, when you used to couples dance back in the day, you used to have to make sure you didn't spin your girlfriend into another couple. That's because you was always looking for where the next move is at. Younger dudes don't have that because they've been taught differently. The 4th thing I would say, you're going to be betrayed and let down several times. Get used to it. It doesn't matter if you have 10 years of great things happen, just like Job in the Bible. You're still going to have a situation come about, and you need to be calculated and ready for that, which goes back to the other thing I said. And the last thing is, your penis is going to get you in trouble. Number 1 thing that guys, every male falls victim to is sex with a female he really don't like and a pregnancy. tell these young dudes all the time, I would rather see you hire a prostitute than sit up here and have a girlfriend. No, I'm very serious. Then sit up here and have a girlfriend and have an accident, and now you stuck with this person for life. You really, because busting a nut is an instant 100,000 minimum.
You're telling the truth about that. So yeah, that's definitely.
That's great. Caller, what's your name?
Everybody calls me Mr. Reese. Oh, everybody calls me Mr. Research.
Mr. Reese?
Research.
Oh, research.
Yeah, because I really don't like opinions. I really don't like opinions. I go off research. Most of the information you even heard me spit just now comes from the Census Family Section or the CDC Family Section. I really don't spit a lot of opinions because for me, it's all about what's the solution, kind of like what you said. And sometimes sometimes my things are very harsh, but I say it like that because we need to be out of La La Land and realize the zombie horror flick we are actually in.
Yes. I totally agree with that because I always tell people that I don't want to hear opinions because opinion is not based off of facts, research, truth, nothing. It's just something you conjured up. So it's like I can't argue with you about that. If it's only facts I need to deal with, that's it. So I totally agree with you, Mr. Research.
But you know let me just say this thing real quick. I tell people, which is what my public speaking professor taught me. You're only really supposed to have a conversation to share ideas and research. You're not supposed to have a conversation to be right.
That's totally correct.
But go ahead with what you were saying.
No, I was going to say, so my stance is, so you're saying that Black Power is dead, right? So the point that I wanted to bring up on that aspect is Black Power is dead because of the quality of men that's out. Totally agree. But then that means we have to uplift our black woman because she's the one breeding the children and raise up another generation. That way this top layer die off, and then the layers underneath us are stronger black men and stronger black women who's not fighting against one another, but they fighting together against the system, like how it used to be.
Right. I would respect that, but let me share my thought with you on that, and you tell me what you think. Back in the days when black women could not get jobs, it was the black man in the warehouse going to his boss saying, can my cousin come work in the secretary pool? It was the black man working on the trains as porters asking could the black woman come and work in the kitchen. Okay. Yeah. Now you have an epidemic of black males, according to the EEOC. They're the highest ones not getting hired. Where is the black woman helping them? I argue with you that the sister's concern for black males comes, it is not first or second. Yeah. You have a guy that's going to help a woman get it. Now, this ain't no knocking his sister because every group does this. I just don't believe the philosophy that you said of uplifting sisters. Sisters don't need us to uplift them. They're doing 14 times better than us. All right? So what would we be uplifting to another 16, 18? The point is...
Really, wait. When you say it, well, when I'm saying uplifting, I agree that they definitely dominate the workforce, and they control the finances in that sense. But I also say that with the uplifting, we have to be able to be in a position where at least wants to raise up the next generation. Like, it can't be about us. Because if I
I really think it's just like uplifting the mind frame of the woman. Because like you said, you're correct. You're correct.
So let me ask a question. So if we uplift the mind frame of the lady And we still get these savage young beasts, male beasts out here killing, raping old women. If you go YouTube, you see young black boys kicking in doors, raping old 90-year-old women. It's an epidemic, an untalked about epidemic. So if we raise these ladies up the way you gentlemen suggested, and the boys still come out bad, where's the generational lift?
Yeah, but if was a spliff, we can't think about if, because if happened like this. The reality of where we at is, just like you said, we had the heroin in the 70s, right? The crack in the 80s, and then during that time, there was a lot of kick doors with the police, arresting a black man, putting a black woman in some type of drug rehab center, and took the children and put them inside foster care. So that's a whole generation throughout that late 80s, early 90s, where there was kids being snatched out of the black home, put into the system. So now those kids grew up and came out. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's going to take a little time to wash that out of our system, because the next generation that's coming up right now, they're protesting in the streets for change. They're protesting inside the colleges for change, and they're showing political activism for better things. So we can't keep looking at the youth or how we are now during the crack era. We have to die off. The youth underneath us we have to look at. Not even the ones that's wilding out still going to jail. These things have to die off. But the ones that are doing good, we have to cultivate them.
Okay, so here's the question. Yeah. We die off. And the 12-year-old dude right now who is going to school, and I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand y'all philosophy. So the 12-year-old dude that's in 8th grade right now.
So let me add this one point in. Real quick. 12-year-old that's going to school, but he also have knowledge of self. He's learning about who he is and his responsibility as a black man.
Who's giving him that?
His family, his father and his mother. Because they're not fighting. That's what I'm saying.
We're uplifting the woman. We're uplifting the woman, and she's shooting the dad out the picture.
Well,
no. Right, go
to just to play in it, because like one of the points you were saying earlier about you said you tell a young black kid 5 different things, and one of the things you had mentioned was that your mama taught you wrong, and so that's part of the process. If we have, because we all know that black men are incarcerated at high rates, we're getting killed off, and so there are a lot of families that just have the mother, and so if the mind frame of the mother is being brought from the so-called ratchet state it's in now to more of a divine state, then that same mother is going to be teaching those kids. And so to just playing the point of what you were saying, your mama taught you wrong, that could be one less thing you have to tell the kid. Your mama taught you right. So I think that's I can't say that's what he was trying to say, but that's kind of the gist of it, to bring that up, because they're the ones from, that's there from the beginning.
I understand. I'm going to yield the mic to you guys after I say this. I just feel like math-wise, that's going to just yield too many more powerful, strong ladies and weaker males, because it sounds like a pie in the sky theory for the males. The males right now are more confused and gay than they've ever been under the tutelage of many ladies. And to get them to that divine state, if they're constantly telling this boy, serve a woman, that boy will never achieve that.
No, it's not serve a woman. It's not serve a woman like be submissive to a woman. It's serve a woman as in build an empire, generate money, black man, stand strong, help with raising the children up. You know what I'm saying? Teach your son. That's helping. That's serving her because she gets to now see, yo, I got a black man next to me. I can honor him. You see what I'm saying? But if we sitting here not achieving what we need to achieve, then our woman looking at us crazy, I still don't agree with that. I think she should still help us up. We should help each other. But at the same time, we can't fault her. You know what I'm saying? If she moving foul because she don't see the pride within you, then you need to move away from her and build yourself up. And as black men, we have to build ourselves up. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm saying, black power. The victimhood part, I believe, is saying that we can't. And I can't believe the I can't part. I believe the power part. Whatever situation I'm in, if I fall down, I got to stand up. And the only way my woman going to respect me is if I'm able to achieve and provide and do what I got to do. Even if she works and I don't work, I can stay home, even if I'm holding down the crib, and figure out a way as a black man to generate money that's not going to land me in jail. Well, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we have to just do something instead of saying that we can't. Because every group that's not black and white labeled in America have economies, except poor whites and blacks. And we got to change that now. So that's what I say, Mr. Research, man. It was good talking to you, man. Call in anytime, and let's debate again, you know? And I'm going to read your 5 lessons because that was deep at the end of the show.
All right, have a good one, fellas. I'll keep listening.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, take care, Mr. Research.
Yeah, so that was nice, man. I like the 5 points. That was real. That really sums it all up.
What I like about it is, you know, he's a straight shooter. You know what I mean? He's like, and our people need that. Our boys need that. Our girls need that. You know, somebody who can just, you know, tell you what it is without all the bells and whistles. So I think that's really one thing to take from, you know, that caller, Mr. Research, you know, his personality, just the way he came into the call. So, you know, shout out to Mr. Research.
Yeah, and you know what, too, because also that's what we need now. We don't need the soft talks. We don't need the everybody agree. We need every issue that's plaguing us to be attacked. You know? Straight up. A lot of these women out here, they crazy. But that's why me personally, I do believe in the black woman as God concept. And what I say is she has to be elevated. And the reason why I say she has to be elevated is the next generation come through her. And if your woman is at a low stage, what's coming out of her is at a low stage. And I don't mean that on some spooky, metaphysical, you know, I don't mean it like that. I mean it on some real stuff, like when my woman had my first son in her belly, she pregnant with my first son. I remember this is both of our first child. And I remember she's like, oh, I'm so scared, you know, blah, blah, blah. I said, yo, get that scared stuff out of you. I don't want none of that fear inside my son. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my son inside your belly with that tension of fear that's inside you and worry. I don't want that. I want my son to be in an environment where he have nice energy, you know? And me personally, I was nervous. I never had a child before. But I'm like, how would I serve my woman if I'm nervous? So I took on the title of strength because I said, yo, we can't both be nervous. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know what, you know, I didn't grow up with a father. I didn't have a father growing up. Barely grew up with my mother. You know what I'm saying? Me and her only been speaking for 3 years. But I know myself, and you know what I'm saying? And I had knowledge of self since birth through my mother. You know what I'm saying? So, and because of her, she taught us. She got knowledge of self at 19, and when she had her 4 children, she taught us with no man in the house, 4 kids by 25, and she taught us hustle. She taught us knowledge of self, who we was as black children. So even though I was on my own, at 15 with no mother, no father, and have to figure out this world by myself, I still had knowledge of self. So I still knew how to build myself back up. So that's what I was. That's why I feel like it's important for the black woman to rise up, because if she's not up in her mind frame, then she's going to produce weak children. She's the first teacher of the kids. Yeah. While that man is out there building, and I'm gonna say it like this: if that man is out there building his empire and generating that money and hustling out there in the streets and getting his bread, we're now speaking illegally, we're talking entrepreneurially. That woman is in the house with your seed, the next generation in her belly. She has to be eating right. She has to be in the right mind frame. She need to be in the right mind frame to give birth to this next generation that's going to grow up to continue your legacy. So that's why I say these women have to raise up. Right. So once they raise up and they understand who they are as black women, we understand who we are as black men, and then we can move forward again. Instead of the black woman thinking she in competition with the black man, and the black man feeling like he in competition with the black woman. There you go, Smoke.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, just we gotta understand that, the state of Black America, like we as a people, we're at our worst state, being here, and at the same time that coincides with the state of the black woman. She's at her worst level right now, and we got to think in terms of, like, we being at war. And so, in a war, if you're thinking about war, the man is going to go out, he's going to gather up the troops, and you're going to go out to war, fight whatever war. But in war, you always have contingency plans. If the man get killed off, somebody got to keep running the family.
Yeah,
and that's what's happening to us. We're not physically putting on a uniform and going out there, but we dying off, and we all know the reasons why. And so,
being captive,
we can't be in a position where the man gets knocked off as the leader of the family, and then the family crumbles.
Because the woman's so weak to hold it down.
Because the woman can't hold it up. You know what I mean? So if you are wanting to be able to raise your woman up to that standard, to say, I can leave everything with her, and I know she's going to continue it on. That's the type of woman you want to stand side by side with on a daily basis when it's not war. So, I mean, we just got to keep that in mind. It's just like,
and you know that,
of Black America.
And you also know that your child's being taught properly by that woman and fed properly by that woman. So when you out there in the streets and you doing what you got to do to get that bread, and you running your business and you building your legacy, when you come home, your child not walking around talking about, look, Daddy, I can do the nay-nay. No, your child looking like, look, Daddy, I can code. I can code, Daddy. Look, Daddy, I know how to spell my name, Daddy. Daddy, look, I'm 3 years old and I know how to count to 100. And I could write. You know what I'm saying? And it make you feel proud as a man, because you got a strong woman here holding it down in the house. And then she looking at you like, damn, I got me a strong man. He bringing in the bread. He making sure everything rocking. And then your child looking good because he like, yo, when I get older, I'm going to be able to continue and push on Daddy's company. When I go to college, I'm going to college that's going to add on to my dad's stuff.
There's less worries for everybody. Less worries for the woman, less worries for the man. More time to put into into your craft, into, whatever it is that you want to do, but it's just less stress. Knowing that what I can't do, she's going to pick up the slack. And I'm pretty sure if you ask a woman that, it's less stress for them, less worries for them, when they know that they man can hold it down. So you know, it just takes a lot of pressure off of us, and a lot of our issues come from the pressure. You know, the depression, just going back into like giving people vaccinations and medicine. This just comes from the stress. Stress to kill.
Yeah.
And so, you know, all of these pressures that we deal with, your economic pressures, pressures from your spouse, pressure from, you know, your job, you got your bills overdue. You know, a lot of those things, those factors play in, man. And as long as we remain in a victimhood state where we always losing, where we always just want to finish last. I was looking at the definition of victim earlier, and some of the synonyms they had in here was like loser, prey, stooge, dupe, sucker, fool, chump. Like,
yeah, you said that's the definition of black people? You said that's the definition of fool. Let other races open shop in your neighborhood and take all your shit.
Word.
Only rent and don't buy.
Yeah, this is what comes along with the the victimhood, with holding on to victimhood. You know, I wrote something there earlier. It's like victimhood is great for history and politics. You know, if you want to play the victim in politics, you can get that law passed. You know, you can do it in history, make yourself look great when you came from being down so low. But it's like just standing in it. Nah, it's like at some point you have to turn the corner. And I think that's where we at right now.
We got to, cause it's hard. Shit, I done been up, been down, been up, been down again, and crawling back up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I dig it, but it's like at the same time, yo, this comes like with my son. My son will be playing, he'll hurt himself. Dad, my son's 3 years old. Dad, I hurt my hand. You know what I tell him? You hurt your hand? He said, yeah. I said, you're a boy, right? He said, yeah. I said, you know what happens to boys? He said, what? You're going to get hurt, you're going to get cut, you're going to get bruised. And guess what? Shake it off. It comes with being a boy. Then he'd be like, okay, then he go back and play. And that's how it has to be, and that's what I told my son. But he tell, Dad, I don't know how to do this. And I'd be like, yo, try. And that's where I do agree with Mr. Research at. A woman won't do that. A woman will sit there and be like, oh, I'll help you. Oh, I'll help you. Oh, and so now they are raising these boys who don't know hard work. So once they get a little splint in their finger, you know what I'm saying, bust a little sweat come down their forehead, they're like, I don't what is this? What is this feeling I'm feeling? It's called being a man.
Part of that is they don't know. You know, part of them is that they don't know.
They don't
they
know.
Think that they're doing a service by helping them, but it's hindering the learning. But they don't know. You know what I mean? So, but you're right, though, definitely.
You know what it is? I just thought about this. It's when they do that, it's like when they take pain medicine for their cramps when they're on their period. And then by the time they get pregnant, they're like, oh, I need the epidural. I can't take the pain. And it's like, yeah, you're supposed to take all them cramp pains when you was young to strengthen you up. You taking all this pain medicine because you didn't want to take the pain. That's how the little boys are. Instead of them getting the bumps and bruises as young, as you know what I'm saying, youngins, mommy going to run and, oh, let me kiss your boo-boo. Oh, I'll hold you. Oh, I'll do all of this. So then by the time they get older, when they're supposed to be ready, they scared to death. They scared to death. Just like when we was young. At 18, you got to get out the house. I was 15, like, yo, I got 3 more years. Oh, man, I'm going to be scared. I got kicked out at 15. I said, shit, after my 3 years. I got 3 more left.
You gotta have balance. You gotta have balance in the household. You know, so that's important.
You do. You do. You do need balance.
Yeah.
But and that's why I feel like it's important that we have to raise these women up, because if the system say we're going to execute this man, incarcerate this man or push this man out the house. We need a plan B, and a plan B has to be our woman. We need that. Because I would hate for me and my woman to break up, and then when I leave, she cut my son's dreads off and have him in some fucking dress or some skinny jeans. And I'm like, what the hell? This is what I always wanted. Why she do the nay-nay? Nah. What the hell is going on?
And that's part of, fixing the mind frame, because, like, we all have to be real. Relationships, they fail. Things happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People get arrested. Things like that happen. But when you know that I'm not there, my son is over there with her, he's safe. He's good. You know what I'm saying? Because the mind of the woman is fine. It's in good working condition. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that the problem with Black Americans are women. You know what I'm saying? I really got the problem. But just speaking in that topic, you know what I mean? When they are in a good mind frame, you wouldn't have to worry about your kid.
Exactly. And I totally agree with that. And to me, to build Black power, you have to build up the next generation. And if the next generation is weak and beat down, then we're going to get what we have. We can't sit there and throw our hands up at the youth. We have to say to ourselves, you know what? Whatever's going on in the streets, whatever's going on television that they keep showing me on TV that's going on with Black people, I'm not paying that no attention. I'm paying attention to what's going on in my world as I build my child. The next door neighbor do the same thing. David Walker said, each Black individual have to build themselves up as individuals, betterment of the race. So even if you don't feel like you're part of the Black race, just you building yourself up as an individual will still help the cause. And the Black people that do build themselves as individuals with the intention on improving the Black race, that even makes it stronger. So for us to do that, we can't look at ourselves and say, man, these niggas ain't trying to listen to all of that shit. Okay, but guess what? Your child will, your grandbaby will, you know what I'm saying? The little niece will, when they come over and they say, hey, granddad or hey, grandma, put knowledge into their head. You know what? Your mama ain't listening, so let me bring it to the next generation. At least you got a computer so you can listen. Your mama ain't have a computer growing up, so maybe the technology can work. They have 7-year-olds learning how to code. Black people, again. You can teach your child how to code at 7 years old. That's what the white people and the Asians are doing with their children. Check it out. It's in the Bloomberg West magazine. Go ahead, Smoke.
Yeah, just getting their kids prepared at a young age, We have to do like, you see other cultures do where, certain professions are needed. We need doctors. You put your kids into that doctor line. Hey, I'll help people need this. And, you're guaranteed a job for them in the community when they get older, because that's what we needed. And so we have to just think smarter from more so, from a baby up, from whether it's the diet, into the learning, into the schooling, we just got to start those, that conditioning at a younger age. As soon as they come out the womb. And once you have a full generation of kids that have been taught from birth, it'll be those times that you will start seeing. I mean, you're going to see changes immediately.
Yeah.
But when you start having that first generation of kids who grew up conscious from a baby, then you will really see, the state of Black America change, or just Blacks in general, Blacks everywhere. definitely just speaking from America, you definitely see a change.
And it will happen quick because it's positive. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't. We're not that savage enough. You know what I'm saying? To just to say, all right, there's a brother out here, and he gets his broom and sweep the front of his area where he lives. You know what I'm saying? Black people's not that savage enough just to be like, oh, let me beat this nigga upside his head with his broom, sweeping over here, nigga, don't sweep over here. Nah, that's not what's going to happen. And then you know what? You might fuck around and see somebody else feel comfortable enough to say, you know what? Let me sweep my shit too in the morning. And then another day you might see these two people sweep and wave at each other. The next thing you know, somebody else say, hey, this sweeping shit looks pretty cool. It's like what I be seeing on TV. And they come outside and say, y'all want to do this sweeping shit together? These two people be doing. Like, don't underestimate us. You see what I'm saying? And that's my thing when it comes to Black Power. You supposed to, if I say that and then you thinking like, please, man, these niggas ain't gonna. All of that is victimhood because you just shot it down. You didn't even try. You just fuck this positive shit.
Yo, man, I know we coming towards the end of the show, but before we close out, I forgot about this story.
Right.
Talking about Meek Mill here. So I see McMill, he avoided jail because he went through he had his violation.
Hold on. So you're not sounding clear enough.
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yeah, a little. You still sound a little far.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, we got Meek Mill. He had his court date today, and he avoided jail time, but he got 3 months house arrest. And he can't release music. 3 months house arrest, and he can't release any music for them same 3.
Well, at least he ain't got to go to jail, right?
Yeah, you don't got to go to jail, but he's like the victim. You know what I mean? That's like losing. I mean, you win in the sense of not going to jail, but you know what I mean? It's like they just picking on that man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even in that situation, in that situation, you can still stand on what you stand on. The victimhood part, you'll just be like, man, I'm on probation. The Black Power part is you're like, yo, I'm not in jail. So even though I can't release music, that don't mean I can't make music. You know what I'm saying? And that's the Black Power part of the game. And that's what I mean with the mentality. That's the Black Power part. I'm not worrying about, okay, I'm on probation. F it. That's 3 months. You know what I'm saying? It's better than me sitting in jail. So I'll make music while I'm home, rub up and stuff and love up on Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Black Power. Shit. Think about the positive, man, and move forward.
Right. That's definitely the positive of it. But it's like at the same, like,
Nicki Minaj?
Like, huh?
You said that's the power.
But I was just saying, I was looking in there. They added 6 more years onto his parole.
Wow.
His parole journey. So it's like he's like a perfect example of someone who got caught up and, the system just trying to drag him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just trying to hold on to him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I just...
Because they know when they ain't got him, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, once they don't got him, that's it. They ain't going to fuck up again, and they know it.
Yeah. Well, he didn't go to jail, so that's a good thing. So, shout out to Meek Mill for not going to jail.
Hey, shout out to Meek Mill for not going to jail in Black History Month. Damn.
That was a man.
Shout out to that.
At the beginning.
But that's what I'm saying. Just shout out to the Black Power aspect of that. You know what I'm saying? Fucked up with the damn extra 6 years on the joint, man. Like, yo, man, you better leave that Jew lawyer alone and start talking to some black lawyers and who really had to study and bust their ass in law school and figure out what the hell is going on.
This ain't working.
Weinstein ain't doing shit but snatching your cash, brother. Because, like I said, that black man, he had to study. Shit. They wasn't giving him no breaks. Weinstein, so he probably didn't even go to school. He probably didn't even go to school and shit, man. Fuck out of here. That's crazy. That don't even make sense. But you got to stand on the black power part, and that's my whole shit. You got to get out the victimhood, and we have to just get into the black power part. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do, you can achieve that shit, man. I don't. Fuck out of here. Whatever you want to do, yo. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Past failures to launch yourself into the future. Can't stay stuck.
Hold on. I think I got another call on. All right, hold on. There we go.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah. Caller, what's your name and where you from?
Hey, that's me again, man. This is Zane.
Hey, what's up, Zane?
All right. Yeah, what's going on, my man?
What's up? What you got? What comments you got for us, bro?
Yeah, man. I just want to, just add on myself, man. What y'all was saying about with the black power versus victimhood.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, man. My take on it is that we as black people, because I think that's what what we're talking about, the forum, is we got to set up one thing we got to do as a people is set a standard. Okay, really examine what we see that is wrong about the world, or what we see as far as our neighborhoods, our schools, even inside our homes, and the things that are wrong, and do the opposite. You understand? Right. Because if we don't have no, if we don't have no counsel, if we don't have some kind of standard, right? No do's or don'ts, no rules and regulations on how to function as a nation, then we're going to perish. We're going to fall. You know what I mean? And things is going to get worse.
Wow.
You understand? You understand?
Yeah,
so a lot of people don't really understand. The power that we have as first of all as black people, especially in America here, man. The kind of influence that we have. You understand? And it's both positive and negative influence. However, though, it is an influence, it's an impact. And I hate, I was listening on earlier and stuff like that, like you were talking about the Meek Mill thing, Nicki Minaj, and earlier, I think y'all was talking about Ghostface and all that stuff like that. And I know a lot of that, the media stuff, plays a part, especially with our young people, just in the urban, in the whole culture. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of influence in there and stuff, and especially our youth, they look at that and think that that's what's hot. Well, you know what I mean? You understand? You just think about what is going on as far as the things that we can really see and stuff like that. It was like last year, not too long ago and stuff like that. We had the little girl down in Spring Valley. They got yoked up by the security guard, the security cop.
Hold on, caller. We have 30 seconds left. I don't know if this is going to cut off or not, so we might have to call in if it do. But it's 30 minutes left before the thing cut off.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just letting you know that.
Yeah.
All right.
So
yeah, but
man, I've been listening in and stuff like that, and getting into my study because I do a class every Saturday and stuff like that in Casey, right?
Okay.
So I teach a class and whatnot, man, and primarily, man, I go into the Bible really, man, because there's a lot of things. I just want to read this real quick and stuff like that, just to give you a brief synopsis of what I'm saying. All right.
Okay.
This is in the book of Proverbs. All right. It says I'm in the 11th chapter of Proverbs, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the wisdom books in the Bible, one of the knowledgeable books of the Bible, right? That gives us wisdom. The 11th chapter, I'm at the 14th verse. It says, where no counsel is, will fall. Right? True statement. Now, back in the day, and correct me if I'm wrong, man, this can go on any, basically, because, I'm 41. All right? I'm 41 years old and stuff like that. So, so that put me in the parameter with the 70s, 80s, 90s, mostly 70s and 80s I grew up in, right? And we still had, the old heads, moms, grandma, all of, around who in the community that, if you get in trouble anywhere, it don't matter if your mother around or not, man, that elder who you're around, see you get in trouble, man, you, her child, and that friend get there behind.
Yeah, everybody's getting it.
You understand? Yeah. They get there behind tore up, man. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But somewhere down the line, nobody don't want you to touch their child now. You not even to say anything, get any scolding. And we lost that, because everybody, start catching feeling, or, don't touch my child. You don't have no right to, say anything to my child. I'll discipline my child. But, most of the time.
But a lot of that came because of the crack. And then we couldn't trust our neighbors as well.
Exactly.
That's what really happened.
Hear me out, though, now. So the old heads and stuff like that feel like, okay, well, they, now, because we don't have that, that old heads no more, that really standing up to these young cats, because now, they're fearless. They cursing them out, they worry about, them, carrying, some kind of weapon or something like that, whether it's a knife, whether it's a gun, or whatever like that. They ain't gonna, stand up to these young cats, young brothers. Because I know earlier too, man, y'all was talking about, the male role as well as the black man and the black woman, right? And which is, what I'm saying, is going along with my point, what I'm trying to say and stuff like that, man. It's a standard thing. We gotta set standards. We gotta set rules and regular what we gonna stand for, and what we ain't gonna tolerate as far as in our community. You know what I mean? Or from the feminization of our young little boys and stuff like that, and our men, or even the butchifying of our women. So, cause now you got even the women. You can't even talk about the men without talking about the women who you know what I'm saying, want to play that role as a man.
Right.
Because, you know what I mean? Because they feel like, they were born in the wrong body or whatever like that. You understand?
Right.
Because
I like that.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that point of view. Set the standard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got. We got to, man. We got to have something. We got to be able to we got to be able to, because this is we talking about a nation. If you don't stand for something, you're gonna fall for anything.
Right.
You understand? And you also got to have vision. Here's another scripture, right? and I ain't gonna keep you. I ain't gonna stay here long and just preach. You know what I'm saying? But right. I wanna, just kind of, bring some, school of thought, food for thought on this broadcast here, man, because I think it's great, man. I told you, Smoke, that I'm gonna be your support. I'm gonna support you on this, man. When you told me about it, brother, man, and I think it's great, man. See what I'm saying?
We appreciate it, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
It's a real show. We try to bring real point of view. So
right.
We welcome what you got to what your point of view. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, I'm here at the 29th chapter of Proverbs. I'm still in Proverbs, same book, right? I'm at the 29th chapter in the 18th verse. Now check this out now, because it's another thing we need. Where there's no vision, the people perish. Now that's very important, man. Because see, because if we don't have no vision, for an example, I can give to that, man. This is on a base level. It's a small level and stuff like that everybody go through. Now, when we go through school, we visualize us, graduating one day, right? Whether, what I'm saying, from elementary school to middle school to high school, and if you take it further to these colleges or whatever like that, some whatever degree, whether it's a bachelor, master's, doctorate, or whatever, you know what I mean? And our ultimate goal is to be, successful in this society. Now, from the point where you dream this stuff like that, it's not actually tangible, right? It's not actually tangible and stuff like that. It's something that, you can buy at a store. You can't go to the Walmart, Kmart, or whatever and go and get your diploma and stuff like that. It's something that, you got to actually work for and have a vision. You have a set goal, right?
Gotcha.
The same thing with building a nation. It's something that you got to work on and stuff like that. You got to, be with like-minded people who share the same goal and have the same concept and stuff like that, and build with them as you, right? And build with them and be like, look, man, I'm not gonna stand for the homo cats. We don't want homosexuality in our things. We don't want our men to be acting like girls, or we don't want our young women to start acting like men. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't want we don't want crime in our neighborhood. We don't want nobody dealing with the criminal element in our neighborhood, man. Exactly. We don't want our children not going to be our children that's not going to be disrespectful to the elderly, so forth and so forth, man. That's what I'm talking about, as standards, stuff like that, man. Because we got to instill, and I'm not saying that people don't do that and stuff like that, but I don't think. I think now it's been, and nowadays we have all these so-called experts now that's talking about that they're trying to tell us how to raise our families, raise our and educate our our enemies and stuff like that. The other people are educating our people now, stuff like that, instead of us educating our people.
Like that.
Yeah,
we have to raise our kids and teach them the same thing. So to bring up the next generation. So I agree with you, Colin. And the show's over. Thanks for calling in, Zane, and I hope you keep listening and calling in the future.
No doubt, man. I'm gonna go ahead and push one, man. Go out.
All right,
bro. Take care, man. Thanks for calling in.
So, Smoke, there you have it. The thing's not recording no more, so I'm just going to end the show, all right?
All right. Check us out. Until next time.
Peace. In case it's still